O le whaamama awenga le nei ma le Pacific Isi, mo au tupe whaamumoli Samoa, a o tapuni ai ofisa mo le whaawa yaso. Whaonga nei lola na wa unanga forward ta ua, o le direct transfer. A whai wa yesa o membership card ma e whaonga ina le internet banking, o le matua i whaingo fia lava. Na o le tipose mai lava lau se eleni matua account, o le whaatino leo la foina o lau se eleni mo a inga i Samoa. E ia inga i tahu na whaamalia ina, mo nisi whaamatalanga i le nei au unanga fo. Wala au le telefoni o walu se lau o tasi o nono po le lua fitu ono fitu iwa fitu wha. Pe text mai fo ilo suafa i le valu tolu o.
Telephone voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight here to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
Ole si tūranga pitusili o le tāua. Ole lafo me o le pepa tala o loa. Ona whaanga le whaatawa i o loa e au ngā mole ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai la sa sunga fua tau ai lesia sa. Ni fia foi sa we mo mawina nei foi au nang fo e ala mai le talo fo voucher. Ile wana fa akau ma me te mga ai ile voucher.
Tai mo le talo fo voucher ua maua le apasusio se wa fine. So se whaloloa whaingo fie. A me se le te wherua i wala o telefoni. Tai mi uma. Ai lo le lafo me le cash o na ino e leo tamao re ainga.
Mo whapea tu lava le talo fo voucher mo le foi au nang fo whatai. Ma lua lava le tampai.
Tai talo fo voucher.
Teki talo fo voucher.
Maloni, and a warm Pacific greetings to all of our viewers today. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful day here in the O9, and we're sitting here thinking, man, what an awesome week to celebrate Tokelauan Language Week. We are behind you, our Tokelau community, brothers and sisters. I'm excited to learn a few phrases this week, and I'm sure Claudia is just as excited as me. But how are you today, and how are all of our beautiful viewers today? We've got some exciting news, guys. I'll let Claudia share it.
Do we? Wait, there's two exciting news. I don't know which one you want me to announce first.
The first one.
What's the first one?
The first one, you can now check us out.
Oh, so, I was going to say that, I've just realized recently that if you aren't your own supporter, and if you're not as lucky as me, and I've got my personal cheerleader right next to me here, but if you're not as lucky as me, you have to be your own supporter and your own cheerleader. So I thought to myself, why not wear a hat today on the show? Because, Ben and mine's futures are so bright that I need to wear a hat. But hopefully that's redeemed myself from my jokes, because last week I didn't have a very good week. But yes, we do have amazing news, very exciting news. Today, we are not only live on Blue TV, on the Pea and Claudia community page, fan page, I don't know what you want to call it. If you haven't already liked it, please like our page. But we are also live on the Blue TV YouTube page. So hi to all our YouTube fans, to everyone that's watching here on Facebook. You know, I'm just getting really, really excited because I think that we've actually come a long way, and that's all thanks to you guys that are watching, and thanks to all our sponsors. But I'm really excited.
I'm really excited, you know. And again, like Claudia said, thank you to all of our viewers who tune in daily without a fail. You already know who you are. And even if you watch it later, that's okay. Watch it over your dinner. Get excited about what we're up to. But also a massive thank you to our sponsors. We've got Pacific 40, the beautiful whalute, the convenient way to send that alofa over to your family in Samoa. Don't forget, treat your family to something luxury like a resort voucher. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that?
Definitely.
Sending your family over there. Pacific Easy Money Transfer. You know, the awesome, you know, Leafionga Yafai Malo, Alan Stowers, he continues to back us up 100%. So if you're looking for, you know, something special to send over to your family, not quite there with the vouchers yet, send it through Pacific Easy Money Transfer, Maoto Samoa. The awesome, the friendly team over there in Samoa who are they're in Samoa and they're still thinking of our little platform here in New Zealand. So a massive shout out to the team at Maoto Samoa in Samoa. Hi, family. And of course, we've got the Pacific Business Hub, the beautiful Laura. You've got Seki Works. We've got Sei Oriana. Makane, oh my gosh, the list goes on.
We are honestly so blessed here.
Super
on
blessed.
BluTable Podcast. And Bea did share some very wise words yesterday. She was like, you know, why not now? Don't wait for Christmas, don't wait for New Year's, but why not start treating your family in Samoa with the talofa vouchers as of now? Because when you do get to fly over, they're going to be like, oh yes, I remember she gave me so many talofa vouchers, you know, and you're going to be treated like a king or the queen that you are, and it's just going to be make traveling that much sweeter. So
I know. Look, guys, do it now. Don't wait for Christmas, don't wait for birthdays. Surprise. Sometimes Claudia comes with a surprise for me and I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. But you know what? Every day is, you know, treat it like it's your last. Just don't know. Don't be like me and, you know, go to sleep angry. Not cool, guys. Not cool. But look, you know, it is Tokelauan Language Week, and we thought that we would search up some fun facts about Tokelau to share with all of our audience today. But what did you find today?
Well, yesterday I failed when I said that the gluteus maximus was the strongest muscle. It is not, it is the tongue. But today, hopefully I get these facts right. So the first one on the list is Te Waka. We Know the Way is a Tokelau song featured on Moana, the Disney movie.
I bet you guys already knew that because Moana has taken our Pacific Island nations. You know, it's been such a hit. Moana is such an awesome movie actually. And, you know, I think for the first time, I think this was the 5th princess. Well, I don't think they call her warrior, you know, to feature on a Walt Disney movie. So that's been pretty awesome. And did you know that Tokelau is the first nation to be 100% solar powered in the world? The first one.
Wow, that's a pretty huge achievement.
Yeah, it is it's pretty massive because they are saving, you know, the world by doing something like this, you know. So awesome, the small little Tokelau playing their part, man.
Definitely, it's all these small islands making big waves in the world. Now, the third fact is there is no airport in Tokelau, so boats are the main means of transportation.
I know. I'm just like thinking, oh my gosh. I think it was 24 hours, I remember. I'm not sure, but that's a long boat ride and I get quite seasick. So guys, don't forget, if you are looking at traveling to Tokelau, once the borders open, make sure you take some of those
sea legs.
Yeah, sea legs. I feel like it's going to be a long trip over to Tokelau.
If Trevor the Duck could fly all the way to Niue, I feel like you can survive a boat ride to Tokelau.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? Fact number 4, and this is actually quite a small number, and I had to Google it like 3-4 times and like double check. But Tokelau's population is very small, 1,379, according to the latest statistics. And I'm just like, 1,300. That's kind
crazy.
of
I feel like
almost-
that's how many students we had in my high school.
Yeah. And that's tiny. Yeah. There's been some interesting facts about Tokelau, and they're such an awesome nation, though.
Definitely.
But you know what? And let's go back to Moana. Moana has,
Do you want to know a really embarrassing fact?
Okay.
I've never watched Moana.
You've never watched?
No.
You know what?
I know. This is where she cancels me now. And
God.
we've got the producers here face palming themselves, but I have not yet seen Moana. I haven't seen any of the recent Disney movies. No.
Oh gosh. Well,
I've seen,
mind
like,
you,
snippets of it.
snippets.
Yeah.
This is the movie that
know.
The
Naughty.
Rock Dwayne Johnson features in. And Te Waka, who is a Tokelauan group, sings one of the songs that are featured, and everyone knows the song, honestly. And you know what?
My hat so I can hide my face in shame.
But you know, we're reading a little bit about Moana. Moana is actually such an awesome movie, and you know, it's. I thought we would share a little bit of, because it is Tokelau language. I thought, Moana, let's share some Moana moral lessons. And because you've never watched Moana, I'll give you some. This is the reason why you need to watch it. Family is important. Moana, the movie, is all about family. So she, in parts of the movie, she talks about her family, about the support, motivation, the family bonds, which is so important. Not only that, she also says it's okay to fail, guys. And these are just from the movie itself.
I love that.
You know, you get to learn new things, growth, and you know what? It does shape you, and that sometimes mistakes gives you character. So you know, shout out to Moana. You know, the writers of Moana. Man, that's a pretty cool movie. But she also follow your heart, guys. Follow your heart. So that's an awesome advice from the Moana. You need to watch it.
I
I'm
do.
so
I
disappointed.
really do. I know.
But this beautiful warrior princess also one of the messages. Be brave.
Yeah.
And I know that the Tokelauan community is just that. They're so brave. They are holding and doing as much as they can for their community, celebrating and ensuring that their language does survive the next generation and the next generation.
Definitely.
But, you know,
I am so embarrassed, and I know Flora, she's watching. She's saying, Claudia, that's it. We go to the beach and watching that. I know it's really bad, but also a big hello and bulawi naka to our Fijian queen, Bulu. And also, I actually still remember one of the phrases that we learned during Fijian Language Week. Terevavanguri. Oh my God, I just wanted to say that. I've been saying it so much at home. I was like, what are you saying? I'm like, what song are you singing?
you know what? I love it.
Terevavanguri.
And this is why it's
Come
important.
in handy.
It does. And this is why it's important for every single language week that we do celebrate with the Ministry of Pasifika Peoples. Head over to their website or their Facebook page now. All of the resources, you are spoiled with choice. Check them out and
if,
support.
Guys, if I am learning these words and I'm from South America, then you guys have no excuses. You know, my other favorite word from Niue Language Week is mohe, which is
Sleep.
which is great. But, you know, Serevavanguri. What song are you singing, Pea?
What song are you singing?
Let's remember.
You know what? I can't. This girl right here, the energy, the vibe, every single day, I love it. But you know what? We've got a special guest, right?
We do.
To celebrate Tokelau Language Week.
I'm so
we have
excited.
the beautiful Neta straight after this. So we're going to go into a quick break.
Before we go into the quick break, I am going to do that COVID update, guys. For today, there are 74 new cases in the community. So 68 cases in Auckland, 6 in the Waikato, and 31 of today's cases remain unlinked. Now that brings a total of 2,832 community cases, all linked to the current outbreak, and 41 people in hospital and 5 in ICU. So guys, please still, you know, remember the level 3 lockdown rules, and the sooner that we, you know, stick to the rules, the sooner that we can come out of.
Guys, what's going on? Stay in your bubble. Look, don't forget to check out Lorenzo's Health Talanoa straight after this for the latest update with regards to your COVID update and where you can get vaccinated. And if you're looking for that big prize, well, only Lorenzo can drop those ones. But guys, stay tuned. We do have the beautiful Neta straight after this break.
Malo ni
I
Tokelau.
can't remember, and I was stuck in my head yesterday. I was like,
Oh, nei no hoi te
I
ho.
thought you were going to say my Fijian side.
Te matou aku kupunga mate aha tēnei. Tokelau, te tapapa, te ringo, o nanu ia o te tiniho. Ia ko te mahaonga, te itupa o tamana, o taulilea, o la tau poto e tuku iho ki whanau. Pēnā hoki lau ki te itupa o mātua, a hoine. Pana i loa e tuku iho ka heo iho ki whanau. Ia, kina ngā tupulanga haka helo pea ke vena lau. Ia, te manuia te waihata ngana Tokelau, to hakoto. Malo ni Tokelau, tuku ingo ku manu elekele. Wau e noho nei te Hawke's Bay. Ia, ko te mātou kupu mo te aho nei e hao toi ki mātou ko te kaimakoi. E iloa te tino e kaimakoi e aloha malima tō ki hahe tino. Ia, e mātou hea tēnā, a ke manuia te waihata ngana Tokelau, no hakoto.
O le whaamama awenga le nei ma le Pacific Isi, mo au tupe whaamumoli Samoa, a o tapuni ai ofisa mo le whaava yaso. Whaonga nei lolna wa unanga forward ua, o le direct transfer. A whai wa yesa o membership card ma e whaonga ina le internet banking, o le matua e whaingo fia lava. Na o le tipose mai lava lau se leni ni matua account, o na whaatino leo la foina o lau se leni mo a inga i Samoa. E ia inga i tahu na whaamalia mo nisi whaamatalanga i le nei au nanga fo. Wala au le telefoni o walu se lau o tasi o nono, po le lua fitu ono fitu iwa fitu wha. Pe text mai fo ilo suafa i le valu tolu o.
Maloni, talofa lava, bulavinaka, and welcome back, guys. It is a beautiful Wednesday here on BluTable Podcast with Pea and Claudia. I'm Claudia, and this is Pea, if you haven't already gathered. But, you know, we have an amazing guest today, and I'm so excited because we always have a blast every single language week, and we are always learning new things. So without further ado, I'm so honored and so privileged to introduce the beautiful Neta to the BluTable podcast. So thank you so much, Neta, for joining us. Now, I am going to get you to introduce yourself, but before I get her to introduce herself, I'm just going to say a little spiel about her, and she's a very impressive lady. So guys, strap your seatbelts in and get ready for the ride. She is a cultural advisor, tutor, translator. So she's a triple threat, guys. She has been involved in the Tokelau community for a very long time. She is passionate about the importance of maintaining her culture, her way of life, and the Tokelau language. And guys, we just in love with her already. But she loves singing and dancing. Maybe we might get her to do a little dance moves on the show. Who knows? But she also has a passion for other cultures. She has just started her own small business called their Mala Solutions, with the hope of running language and cultural classes as well as consultancy work. And she's also currently doing research on behalf of the Ministry of Pacific Peoples regarding Te Gagana Tokelau. Now, she sits on a couple of boards for some of the Tokelau community groups and is also the secretary for one other group. And she also has two granddaughters, Mariana and Lucia. So, Nessa, wow.
Wow. Honestly, it's the triple threat for me, the triple threat Tokelau week. What an honor it is to have you today, Talofa Lava.
Malani, guys. Firstly, I want to say hoka lahi, which is thank you very much for this great opportunity to be on this platform to share a bit about who I am and especially about my culture. So as you have already introduced me, Claudia, my name is Neta. I'm married with 3 children, and I have 3 grandchildren. So 2 granddaughters, Mariana and Lucia, and my grandson is Elijah. I am definitely passionate about Tokelau and super proud.
Neta, where do you find all this time? Because there are only 24 hours in a day. Like, man, you are an incredible superwoman, I must say.
Oh, thank you. I guess when you have a passion for something, you will go out of your way to find the time to sort of, invest in what it is. And so for me, it gives me great satisfaction because I know that the work that I'm doing today will ensure that the language and the culture will be there for generations to come. Really busy, but enjoy the business, especially with COVID. Come on, you got to do something other than just eat.
Definitely. And Netflix, which has been my guilty pleasure. But Neta, we are celebrating Tokelauan Language Week here in Aotearoa. So please, can you tell us why you think it's so important to keep the Tokelauan language very much alive in our communities?
Well, for any language, I guess for me, it identifies me. It gives me a sense of belonging as to who I am as a Tokelau woman in New Zealand and in the world. There's not many of us, and it's our job to ensure that the language survives and thrives for my grandchildren and their children. If we lose the language, we lose who we are as a people. You know what I mean? Anyone can speak English, but not everyone can speak Tokelauan. Do you know what I mean? Not everyone can speak Tongan or Samoan. So we are the ambassadors for the language. We have to treasure it and ensure that we leave it in a better space than when we found it, where we are today.
I know we discussed a little bit, about it over, our break or before we head into the show. But, I can just hear and feel the energy and how passionate that you are. And, we discussed it, trying to figure out a way to identify what it is exactly. Why are we not as motivated as certain individuals? Like, and you said, Tokelau is a very small nation. I was gobsmacked when I was doing, research, with the island itself, 1,370 something people. And you're just the one of many who was trying to ensure that this very small nation, your language, your identity does survive. With that, there will be challenges. But what have been some of the biggest challenges that you've personally experienced with trying to teach the language?
I guess the lack of resources, really, and the fact that we're, say, here up in Auckland, we're so scattered, compared to areas like regions like Wellington and Porirua, where the majority of our people reside. They're within walking distance, so trying to gather our people for functions and stuff, it's quite tricky because, if you're trying to run stuff on a consistent basis during the week, you got to take all of that into consideration, the travel time, and how you get them together. And I guess that's the beauty of COVID. It's kind of waking us up to see that there are options. We can do it like this, on live, on social media, and creating avenues where our kids are able to just, jump onto Google and search, and then it's right there in front of them. And I guess another thing I think that challenges the coolness of speaking a language or speaking your tongue is, as a youngster, you were never encouraged to speak in mainstream school, right? They never encouraged us as young people to be proud of who we are, where we come from, and to speak your language with confidence, because it seemed that there was a notion placed into our parents that English is the only way you're going to succeed in life. You know, you got to learn English. If you can't speak English properly, then hello, you won't be able to do well. You know, there goes your future. But we have now realized now, if you can speak 2 languages or more, you're better off than, you know, your average Joe Blog down the track, you know, down the line. And you can use your language to progress in life. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got a lot to offer. There's only one me in the whole world. Praise God for that. And, you know.
No, we need more like you. Trust me.
And yeah, so the little that I can do, oh my gosh, in terms of, you know, keeping the language alive, is more than what I can offer. So yeah.
We love that, and we love the passion. And I think maybe if we keep reminding everyone that the Tokelau language is the main song featured on Moana, which, you know, and I've seen, you know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you know, play this over and over and over again to his young girl. So, you know, I guess it's just trying to motivate not just our Tokelau brothers and sisters, but the whole Pasifika community that, I mean, look at the scale that Te Waka, the Tokelau group there, put the Pacific Island, you know, nations on the map, you know, with this beautiful song. And I just think, you know, it is really, really important. So I don't know. I mean, I'm wishing you all the best, because I know it is very, very important, and I know it's still quite difficult as well to motivate our Pasifika people.
Definitely. Now, Neta, you know, we have been so blessed to be able to engage with many different people from many different walks of life during each language week. And, you know, today we're very lucky to have you on the show. Can you tell us one thing that you think stands out in the Tokelau culture or language that stands out amongst the other Pacific cultures?
That's quite an easy one. And I guess, you know, coming from a really small place, you get to see, you know, what really stands out. And when you come into a bigger space where there's a lot of people, we do stand out, you know. We are very humble people. One of the things that you notice about a Tokelauan is their love, their hearts for other people. Because in my culture, you are always putting other people before yourself. You always put other people before yourself. You go to a function, and so, you know, the MC will say, okay, we'll give the elders a chance to either speak. You will never see that anywhere else. And so there's a group of them sitting there pointing, you know, like, oh no, you go. And the other one's, no, you stand up, you have the opportunity to speak. You know what I mean? They're always elevating others before themselves. And in Tokelau, there's a system that we call Inatsi. Inatsi means everybody is taken care of. No one gets left behind. And so depending, it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, how big your family is, if there's stuff to be shared, you will get an equal share regardless. So back home, they do fishing expeditions. You know, the elders will call, okay, today we're going to go out and fish. If you don't have a male in your family, it does not matter. You are the responsibility of the village. So when they come back with the share, you get your share as well. So everyone, all that catch is distributed evenly amongst the family, depending on the size of your family. If there's 3 or 4, you know, you'll get 2 fish. If there's 12 or more, you get 10 fish. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of part of my culture that really, really stands out. And I'm so proud of that. That's something that I'm trying to instill in my children, that if they see someone that is in need of help, you don't even think twice about it. You go and you give the best what you have for them, because, you know, it'll come back tenfold.
That's amazing.
Gosh, I'm just kind of
That's
like,
amazing.
You know, every single week, you know, we have enjoyed every single language week celebration that has the initiative that has been put forward by the Ministry of Pasifika people. But I have to tell you, every week we're like, no, this is my favorite language week. This is my favorite language. But this has got to be one of my highlights is, you know, Man, it's such a bummer that God only made approximately 1,379 Tokelauans because we need more, we don't need more hearts and souls like the Tokelau community, because can you imagine if everyone was as selfless like you? And oh my gosh.
That's beautiful. Now, Neta, could you teach me how to say heart in Tokelau?
And Tokelau, well, like most specific languages, there's more than one word, to define or explain certain things. So if you're thinking literally heart here, it's hatu, ni hatu. But heart, as in the heart of a Tokelauan person, it's aloha, loto aloha, which, talks about love.
Aloha. Gotcha. Now, for the Wayne week, one of my favorite words I still remember is mohe, which means sleep. And I use it every single day. So, Neta, I'm going to also ask you, how do you say sleep in Tokelau?
Moi.
Moi.
Sleep is moi.
But
Same
it's
as
still quite,
Hawaiian.
it is, it is quite similar with the other languages though as well.
I love that.
But Neta, and I love that, and I really love that we can sense and feel that love, that everything that you're talking about, the passion, we can feel it, and I love it, and I can't wait to see. And once the lockdown is over, I think Claudia and myself will be doing a few visits to all of our special guests that we've been so blessed to have on the show. But look, Neta, this year's theme is preserve your language and culture to enhance spiritual and physical well-being. Everyone has their own interpretation of the theme and, what they're going to gain from it and, the importance of it. But we're going to ask you, what are your thoughts about the theme and what's your interpretation of this year's Tokelauan Language Week theme?
Thank you, guys. I think the theme is so appropriate for the time that we're in, because it's a very challenging and uncertain time. And for me, in the islands, when you look at the word Tapui, it's similar to like protecting, preserving. And so my interpretation, which is I'm really pleased about because it's the kind of work that I'm doing anyway, is that we as individuals need to rise up. We need to rise up as an individual and as a people to work together to preserve our language, to be proud of who we are and where we come from. Because the little bit that I do, the little bit that you do, when we put it together, it becomes a humongous thing. You know what I mean? And the world would have to take notice. Yes, we are minority. Yes, there's only so many of us. But I always say this, that God handpicked us, Tokelau, where he placed us in the Pacific Ocean in the middle of nowhere, and gave us the task, which is a humongous task, of protecting our culture and our language and ensuring that we can share it and that it survives for generations to come. So this, I hold it dearly to my heart because it does speaks volume to me. It's my job. It's my job to ensure that Tokelau language is alive today, tomorrow, and forever.
I love that, and I honestly feel, and I'm sure Bev feels the same way, that we could just speak to you forever and ever. But we've just looked at the time, and time flies by so quickly when you're having fun, and we're going to have to wrap up the show soon. But before we do, this is always a very serious topic, serious question that I always like to ask every single guest, especially during language weeks. And it's something that I think also promotes perseverance and builds connections and brings people together, and that is food. Now, Neta, what is your favorite Tokelau dish? And if you could just please explain it in so much detail that it feels like we're actually eating it right here.
Oh my gosh, I would have just said raw fish, but that's too easy. There's you can say a delicacy because it's called wheke, so it's made out of taro, and it takes time. So you obviously peel the taro, grate it, bake it, and then burn the sugar like we do, with a lot of our dishes in the Pacific. Burn the sugar until it's like syrupy and brown, and then you add coconut cream. And then once the baked taro is cooked, you bring it out and then you mash it and pour that syrup all over it. It is super delicious. You can eat it, accompany it as a dessert on its own or as a side dish to go with meat or fish. But yes.
Now, I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here. Neta, do you know how to cook this dish?
I'm going to be honest. No.
Damn it, because I was going to be like, can we come to your house one day?
Wait, by the time you come to my house, especially when the COVID lifts, I will be able to make you one. So
beautiful.
Most welcome to Haere Mai.
No, it sounds good.
You know, my mum always said, if you don't ask, you will never know if you'll be able to get it. So I'm glad that I asked. So
we'll see you after lockdown then. Look, this is probably like the hardest part of our show is that we don't want to wrap up, but we have to. Look, it's been an absolute honor having you, share your passion and love for the Tokelau community and to highlight, what you do as an individual to help preserve your language and so that it survives for, generations to come. And I'm pretty sure that Moana is going to be one of those movies that's going to help the Tokelau community along the way. But before we do go, please, Neta, could you share your final thoughts, and where they can find yourself, with your business for anyone that's looking to seek any assistance.
Thank you. Since we're wrapping up, it's only appropriate that I say thank you again. There's not enough words, to convey how super grateful I am for this opportunity to be on this platform and this talanoa, to share about who I am and about our culture, my beautiful culture and language, Tokelau. I've just recently set up myself a company called the Mala Solutions, and that's to cater for culture needs, looking at maybe some mentoring work, with the young people, because I've got a background in sports and I love that. Sometimes I think I'm 21 and then reality hits me that I'm actually 50. So, so my final words will be like, to anyone that is listening, hokamakeke is my word. Okay, hokamakeke is a word that I'm going to share with you today. Hokamakeke means to be strong, to strive, to continue striving and to rise up, to do your very best in all that you do. Do not settle for second best. There is a world out there that is waiting to be discovered. Do not lose sight of who you are as an individual. Keep going forward, one step forward. If you fall down, get up and take 2 giant leaps ahead, just to make up ground. But you guys are amazing. I truly love my time here. Ke manuia ko luatau taumahainga, ko luatau tuanga. May you flourish and be successful in all that you do. So bless you both very much.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's absolutely beautiful.
Gosh.
Now,
So blown away today.
Is it hokemakeke? Is that right?
Whakamakeke. So F-A-K-A M-A-K-E-K-E, whakamakeke. See, we pronounce the F like hua, like, I know, right?
Wow.
But so our verbal language is different from our written language.
That's the same in Spanish, though.
There we go.
We might come from the same village somehow, maybe. Some sort of connection there. Whakamakeke.
Whakamakeke. I love that. What a beautiful way to, to celebrate Tokelau Language Week. Your final words definitely blew us away, and we know that it's going to inspire our Tokelau community, our Pasifika community. Thank you so much for your kind words. Truly blessed to have you on the show today. Everyone that's watching, please stay tuned. We have got the awesome brother Lorenzo with his Pasifika Health Talanoa segment straight after this. But once again, Neta,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless everyone. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Thank you.
Honey, thank you.
O le whaamama awenga le nei ma le Pacific Isi, mo au tupe whaamumoli Samoa, a o tapuni ai ofisa mo le whaawa yaso. Whaonga nei lola na wa unanga forward ta ua, o le direct transfer. A whai wa yesa membership card ma e whaonga ina le internet banking, o le matua i whaingo fia lava. Na o le tipose mai lava lau se eleni mato account, o le whaatino leo la foina o lau se eleni mo a inga i Samoa. E ia inga i tahu na whaamalia ina. Mo nisi whaamatalanga i le nei au unanga fo. Bala au le telefoni o valu se lau o tasi o nono po le lua fitu ono fitu iwa fitu wha. Pe text mai fo ilo suafa i le valu tolu o.
Telephone voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
O le si tūlanga pitusili o le tāu. O le lafo me o le pepa tala o loa. O na whaanga le whaatau ai o loa e au ngā mo le ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai la sa so fua tau ai le sia sa. Le fia foi sa we mo mawina le foi au nang fo ala mai le talo fo voucher. Ila wana fa tau ma me te mga ai. Ile voucher.
Tai mo le talo pa voucher ua maua le apasusi o se wa fine. So se paro loa whaingo pie, a me se le te wherua i mana o telefoni, tai mi uma. Ai lo le lafo me le cash, o na inu e leo tamā o le ainga.
Ya whaftea tu lava le talo pa voucher mo le foi au nang fo whaftai. Ma lua lava le tampai.
Tai talo pa voucher.
Teki talo pa voucher. Tau tua ma le au nanga le mo tau sa mo service station nei tona i matu. Ma tau teu tuina lo ta vale, ma le tele o nisi o matu au nanga i se ese. Ai le ngata foi le, ma tau te sea ke ina fo i lo ta vale. Siapa lah yang voice wow, mau lah ucapan. Apa itu yang vai pa ulusa? Awalnya telepon, matu te siapa lah yang voice mau lah ucapan. Molo no posila fia, mua, tapé lah ucapan le pea ut. Lua, tapé lah telefon ni tai me utu ina lah ucapan. Mana vai ngamul. Mana tua fo? E matua i whasa aina, lo tau maftapa ai no fuanga whapeni. Ota Samoa, ore maota Samoa. Mato te fia e au auna pea mo oi Samoa. Maftaile fia mai, we'll see you again. God bless.
Thank